All right, we're back. This is part two. The other one went a little bit longer and was only able to do 15 minutes. So this is kind of where we left off. We had what have we done here? Trying to get my bearings, kind of remember what we had done. Oh yeah, we talked about naming the different nets and the labels here. And the next thing, let's talk about moving some of the attributes around. So this is automatically named R1. We'll go pick our little move thing. Anywhere you see an origin like this, you can move it around. So this is where the alternate grid kind of works out. I really kind of want this to be at the same level as R1. So in this case, I'm going to hold down the Alt key. And while I'm holding the Alt key, I get a finer grid resolution so I can have that at the same level and drop right there. Labels are not, make no electrical connections. So electrical connections like you see here want to be right at a grid intersection point. Eagle has done a little bit better job of not absolutely requiring that, but it's a good idea to do so. Let's see here. Oh yeah, replacing components. So in this case, I kind of randomly picked some pieces and parts just to kind of sketch out my idea here, an LED or whatever. It's pretty common that you'll need to replace a component at some point. So in this case, I picked whatever this, I don't even know what this was, but if we right-click that and simply say replace, we go all the way back up here, and let's pick a different one. Let's see, how about, I can't remember. These are, I'm doing these, I'm searching for these things by memory. If you don't have those memorized, which most of you probably won't, you just have to go searching through and find all these things. But I kind of looked up some a little bit earlier just to make it a little bit quicker. And I've done this quite a few times. So let's pick another, here's another resistor. Excellent. So this has got the European symbol. It can, easy to tell that it changed. It's like an 0402 footprint. So I'll say OK. And it says the technology, it's telling me that there's some kind of a match discrepancy, but I don't really care. So it just dropped this brand spanking new one in there, and the previous one had a value attached to it. This one does not, so it's still R1, but if I right-click this thing and go up here to value, it's blank. So in this case, I want it to be just say 500 ohms. And it puts the thing over here because that's where it was defined to at least start. So I'll pick move and do the exact same thing. I'm going to hold down that Alt key so I can line it up and put that thing there. Not a problem at all. Very, very handy. Okay, so the next thing is, let's say we have we want to expand this circuit to control a number of LEDs. So this is kind of this is across multiple things. What I'm going to show you is how to copy a group, how to create a group. So if you hit escape a couple of times, it automatically picks this group selection. So I can lasso all of this stuff. It highlights it to indicate that there's a group. Now I'm going to go pick a function that I want to apply that group to, and in this case, copy. Which I usually do, again, like I do the hotkey, so I can't remember which one it is. Where is it? Where is it? There it is, right there, copy. So when I pick copy, if I click on one of these things, it'll copy just that one element. If I right-click out here in outer space, it says copy group. So look at that. Now we have an extra LED. And we can do that again. Right-click. The group is still active. Oh, no, I accidentally hit escape too many times. So we'll do that one more time. Copy, right-click, copy group. Now we have all of these things out here. So now we can go pick this net tool. This is extremely ugly, and I would not do this in real life. So now I've connected these two things. What do we want the resulting name to be? This one was automatically named SWOut1. This one we named earlier SWOut, and that's really what we want to stick with. We want that one to be the resulting name. Now so now this one right here if I click properties, is SW out. That's great. If I connect, the direction that I connect is important. If I connect from here to there, it gives me the same menu, but the default one is now where I started from, SW out. So now these are all in the same net, and if you're trying to figure out what's what, click the little eye that says show. When I click on this one with the eye, it highlights everything that is connected in that particular net. So now I have power going to all of these things. When I hit this switch, all of these LEDs are going to come on, but how is that going to happen? Because all of these are disconnected. Well, in this case, when I copied this, it labeled this one ground. It labeled this one ground. These are all grounds. So if I click the eye on this one, you'll see that while there's not a wire connecting them, they're all on the same net. So once we get to the board layout, all of these will be physically connected at the end because they all have the same name. So you don't have to even draw a wire between all of these things. In fact, I can go to this one and say delete. Delete that wire and that wire and let's see, this wire. So now there's nothing actually connecting these things. But if they're named the same thing, SW out, and this one is the same thing, properties, SW, oh, this one got its name changed. Not sure why. So name, SW out. Do you want to connect it? I sure do. Oh, and this one changed as well. Name, SW out. So typically you wouldn't like connect them and then disconnect them, and Eagle tries to make up two different nets when you disconnect something. So in this case, we now have F10, so we've named them all the same. So those are all named the same net. So when we get to our board, you'll see that, in fact, we can go over there right now. I'm going to move these as a lasso those, select move, right click, move as a group. Hang on, I goofed that up. I got the edge of the board there. There we go. So now I've just got those. Move, right click, move the group. Put that kind of in the middle of the board here. And when I start moving the LEDs around, let's see. So now when I select the eye, let's see. Have I goofed this up? No, I haven't. So it's the power, the output of the switch is connected to all three of the resistors. It's not the LED, sorry. So all three of these resistors are connected, even though when we go to the schematic, there's no line actually connecting those. They just have the same names. So that's kind of what that's all about. We got to replacing components and moving the names and the values around in the multiple sheets. I think that this pretty much covers kind of the highlights. I would suggest that you go and play around, kind of move things around, replace some components and all that kind of stuff. Like all the other previous videos so far, this is truly introductory. For those of you who already know Eagle, you may have not learned a whole lot of stuff, but I didn't want to skip these fundamentals. So the next one, you know what, I don't know what the next episode is going to be. I'm going to think about that, but I'm going to go ahead and push this one out, and we'll see you on the next one.